How you doing, UK? It's King Nkosi Solomon, and you're watching Sporting Icon.
So always remember what your teachers and your parents tried to teach you, which was, say no to drugs, children. And big baby Jarrell Miller has found out the hard way. Why? Because not only does it affect your health, but potentially your wallet. Now, of course, big baby Jarrell Miller, he failed two separate testing from VADA, and they found 3 different PEDs in his system. Subsequently, this was probably about 6 or 7 weeks before his scheduled fight for June 1st against Anthony Joshua at Madison Square Garden. Of course, subsequently, Andy Ruiz Jr. stepped in last minute and shocked the world, right? But big baby Jarrell Miller has said that he lost out on a potential $30 million. And he also goes into details about those 3 PEDs across those 2 tests as well. So we go straight into his statement. Now, $30 million, his math doesn't quite work out. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It's a whole crap load of money. So this is what big baby Jarrell Miller had to say. Oh man, at least we're talking about for the first fight was $7.5 million. And the rematch, if I knocked him out, was a minimum of 15 to 20 million. So at least 30 million by the end of the year. I'm from Brooklyn. Do you know how many cheeseburgers that was that I could have just bought? But like I said, I never got into the sport because of money, and I feel if I do it the right way this time, I'll be back there. The heavyweight division is right open. There are lots of opportunities and routes to go. And it wasn't 3 drug tests, it was 2 drug tests. The first drug test was the one I originally failed for, which was for GW1516, that we knew came back from a tainted supplement. We're still figuring out which supplement it came from because it's in the labs right now. The crazy part about it was that when I failed that one, I was the one who asked to go get the second drug test. They said, oh no, there's no reason because you failed the first one. The fight is already out the window. I said, no, I still want to get the drug test. So when they drug test me for the second one, that's when the HGH and EPO came out. So I'm the one that shot myself in the foot. It's when the second drug test came out that HGH and EPO came out, which was a prohibitory blend for the symptoms for my elbow. That was only 1 shot. It was a new prohibitory blend and only happened maybe like 4 days before I got tested. That was the first time I tried it for my elbow. I've got no reason to lie. HGH is for helping you lose weight. I've never lost any weight in any one of my fights other than 10 to 15 pounds. Does it look like I want to lose weight? No. Big baby Jarrell Miller statement. Listen, you can take this a whole bunch of ways. First of all, you can believe everything that he says, that's for sure. Second of all, listen, the first one, he's saying that it's from a tainted supplement. It's unlikely, isn't it? I mean, listen, regardless of whether it's tainted, untainted, whatever it may be, you're still responsible for whatever goes into your system to do the damn research. You've got a huge, life-changing fight with Anthony Joshua. So, listen, you live life like a vegan if you have to. You do whatever you got to do to make sure nothing contaminated goes into your system. You stay away from McDonald's, all the usual places. You do whatever you got to do to make sure that you're walking into that ring clean. Win, lose or draw, your life is changing financially, right? And Andy Ruiz Jr., of course, he's benefited from this one. But when he goes on about the HGH, which is a human growth hormone, and the EPO, as I said quite a while ago after he tested positive for these, when I did the video on what they were and how you get them into your system, it did come in injection form, which explains why he says it's for his elbow. But again, why would you do that when you've got this huge fight coming up? You know, I mean, if you're going to do it, at least call VADA. I mean, that's what they're for. You call them up and say, listen, I'm about to take this. Is it okay? You know, that's pretty much what you do. So if you're ever unsure, that's what they're there for. But he didn't do it, so he failed. Now, as far as him losing $30 million, listen, $7.5 million for the first fight, 15 to 20 million for the rematch. So he said 30 million. Well, that's 22 to 27 million. But listen, am I splitting hairs? Maybe, because it's still a crap load of money. But it's still not 30 million. But it's a hell of a lot of money. A hell of a lot of money that he flushed down the toilet because he wasn't careful. That is the one time in your career you need to be careful. No matter what else, you make sure what you're putting into your system is clean. just drink water, just drink, eat fruit and vegetables that you have hand-grown and picked yourself if necessary, all right? You do all these kind of things. What you don't do is start sticking needles into your elbow. Listen, I'm not saying what he's saying is a lie. I'm not saying that at all, because ultimately we don't know. But to have 3 different PEDs in your system is not a good look. Now, he's making a bit of a deal over saying, well, it was 2 drug tests, not 3. Well, it makes no difference. It makes no difference if it was 20 tests. Fact is, 3 PEDs were found in your system, and that's why you failed. Whether or not you failed the first one for that GW1516, okay, and you were told that, well, the fight's out the window now anyway. Well, the fight wasn't out the window because they needed a B sample anyway. This is protocol. So Miller saying that how he was the one who asked for the second one doesn't make it any better. And to say he shot himself in the foot, well, not really. You shot yourself in the elbow, which ultimately failed your PED test, which cost you $22 to $27 million if you'd have beaten Anthony Joshua. But regardless, it would have cost you at least $7.5 million. $7.5 million that you may never see again. He may do. Listen, there's loads of huge fights out there. But to get there, he's going to need some opponents that are going to voluntarily step foot in the ring with him. When you've got a track record for PEDs, as he now has on his record, not many fighters are too willing, just in case something it slips through the net. As we know in America, drug taking is a huge thing over there. Not many people get caught, which is why they're so confident in doing it. But listen, it is what it is, because when you fight the likes of Anthony Joshua, yes, you're enrolled in VADA, but this isn't like normal VADA when they may just turn up once a year or may not turn up at all. Joshua insists that you are rigorously tested. It is what it is. So anyway, that's what Big Baby Jarrell Miller said, that he lost out on a potential $30 million had he have won, and he gave his reasons for the 3 PEDs. First one he's claiming contaminated. The second one was through an injection in his elbow, which he never inquired about properly, did he? So either way, they're all his own fault. But it is what it is. You drop your thoughts below about it, click thumbs up, and of course subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.